When my son is 4 months old, I start traveling for work. I go to Washington, D.C., Denver, New York, and St. Paul. Every time it is hard to leave. And every time I feel like I am making my escape as I throw my suitcase in the back of the cab and speed off to the airport like a bandit. And my husband is there with him every night, putting him to bed, waking him up, playing with him, feeding him, caring for him, mothering him. It's no surprise that when Milo starts to speak, he says Dada. Sure, he says Mama, but he says Dada first. When he's sick, it's Dada. When he's hurt, it's Dada, Dada, Dada. And I die a little every time. When he's 3 years old, he wakes up screaming in the middle of the night from a nightmare. My husband and I both rush into his room, and our son reaches for his father. I am ready for that. But then he points at me. He looks me dead in the eye, and he says, "No, Dada, I don't want her. I want you. I don't want her. I want you." I am 4 months postpartum, panic pumping at the Denver airport. All of the private restrooms are full, so I am in a stall. I have exactly 20 minutes before my next flight. Sweat is bursting from my forehead, the space between my breasts and my upper lip. My butt is sore from plane sitting and now floor sitting. The stall door covers none of my pump, chugging away, or my suitcase. It covers half of my body, shirt off, breasts out, cold and goosebumped. My hands squeeze my breasts for milk that will go into bottles that I will then pour down the sink. And my milk will slide down the drains into the sewers under the airport with all of the unused soda, coffee, beer, and backwash. 4 hours ago, a confident career woman, now a floor-dwelling milk expeller. Milo liberated himself from crawling to walking on July 6th, 2017. At least that's when I was at home and saw it happen. Desperately clutching 2 plastic clothes hangers, chubby legs bowed out, lurching, feet curved from a short lifetime of inactivity, pounding on the floor with a new violence. He's distracted by the hangers in his hands. They're stuck together, clacking, and his little fingers are clasped so tightly around the hangers that his knuckles are red. He almost loses his balance and wavers midair, torso swaying back and forth until he catches himself and rights himself. And then he notices he's moving. He's walking. He smiles and looks at me and takes a step, and then another, until he's falling down the hallway toward me, smiling like a maniac, and then without moving his parted lips, without scrunching his face, he releases a strangled cry from deep inside his pudgy little chest. He's a pterodactyl jumping off a cliff to fly for the first time. He's a chicken making a break for it. He is holding on to hangers and screaming and walking for the first time in his life. He walks right into the laundry hamper and falls hard at my feet.